Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to give you guys a bit of my review and thoughts of the Death Knight Less Arena. So in terms of actual adjustments to Arena itself, this affected probably the fewest number of people. Yes, basically they removed 9 cards from Arena, which is I guess a hell of a lot, but yeah, the number of times you actually encounter a Death Knight, especially if you're in the lower win bracket, is not that common. The chance you draft specifically a Death Knight, again, is not that common. So, it is one of the smaller changes that they've done in Arena in terms of what they've done. But I think this has made a pretty big difference. There's a few things that I've noticed since this last update that I wanted to share. So first of all, there actually aren't like any Death Knights. So the deck reset when they did the dual class arena knocked out all the wild decks, and there was basically just a window of a few weeks where you could make decks with Death Knights and keep them for the future. Even as a streamer, even as, someone people really like to save those, El Primo salt-inducing decks. I haven't actually come across one. We are still getting Death Knights off of random card generation, but I have to say it doesn't really feel that bad when it happens because it is so rare. When you're generating like a random card of 3 different classes, often a Death Knight isn't even the worst thing that can happen to you. It's just absolutely crazy. And again, those cards will be rotating out of Arena, if Arena stays standard at least, in the first expansion of the next year. Anyway, or a great deal of them at least. So, there's a lot of flexibility there, and I think in terms of the Death Knight situation, I am quite happy. Now, there are a few things that have come from this. So the first thing is I have noticed a much better incline of difficulty as you ramp up with wins than just a week ago. Now, yeah, it's only been a few days, so I don't know, I've played like 5 or 6 arenas in that time, but it's felt pretty good. I have noticed that the play quality and deck quality goes up fairly consistently. Whereas, just a week ago, I would play just complete noobs, and then, it'd be like Shadow Reaper into Shadow Reaper again. It's like, oh, wow, okay, well, I kind of figured out the mystery of, why I'm facing you at 8-1. That really doesn't happen very much or at all since the patch has been released, and that's pretty good because, it's one thing to lose to a little bit of bad luck here and there, which absolutely happens in Hearthstone, but it's another when you see your opponent making like constant mistakes, suboptimal plays, turn after turn after turn, and then the luck comes in and wins. It just feels a lot worse. And there is a lot less than that as a result of Death Knights being removed. There's more consistency in Arena as Death Knights added a lot of volatility where, you could have a pretty mediocre deck or a pretty mediocre player with a Death Knight, and the games they'd draw Death Knight, they'd slaughter the opponents. Games they wouldn't, they would just often drop those games. So that crazy polarizing deck type is gone from Arena, and I think it's been really good. A lot of people had concerns that Death Knights not being in Arena might make Arena less interesting. I don't think so at all. I think Arena is just as interesting as before, and I am more optimistic when I jump into a new Arena run than I was in the past. The main downside, actually, in my opinion, is the dominance of Rogue. So I've played Rogue a decent bit in the last few weeks, and man, I have been missing out. I think I kind of adapted a little bit slow to the class meta. I was still picking a lot of mage, a few priests. Priests are pretty successful, but you had to dodge the rogues, and a few of the other classes. I was a bit more experimental this time around, but I started playing a lot of Rogue, and Rogue runs are just crazy. It's so insane. Rogue was the best class in this expansion. I thought it was marginal. I'm starting to think it's not marginal. I think Rogue is by far the best class in this expansion. And what happened when they removed Death Knights from Arena, they basically removed 9 legendaries, 8 of which, the non-Rogue ones, positively influenced the win rate of the other classes, and Rogues, which actually was really bad. The Rogue Death Knight card is a pretty good card, but you need a very specific deck for it. The reason it doesn't work in Arena very well is you can only play it when you're very much ahead. And if you're very much ahead as a rogue, you're probably going to win that game anyway. The reason you can't play it very well when you're behind, because you basically spend the whole turn making that play. And in Arena, rogues really, like, almost never run into any significant board clear cards. So what happens is your opponent just plays like 2 or 3 things, and then you're just too far behind on tempo to actually make use of the value of being the Rogue Death Knight. But the other 8 classes, they don't have the Death Knight anymore, and notably Priest and Mage, which had the high volatility counters against some of the Rogue decks, especially when they didn't draw very well. Rogue, I feel, went from like by far number 1 to kind of out of control number 1 right now. So, you know, it's not a huge deal. We're looking at a December release for the next expansion, so, you know, that might not change Rogue, but most likely it will. Most likely it'll be a different arena meta. So, you know, it doesn't matter too much to have this arena for a few weeks, but I did want to bring that to your attention. If you are a Rogue player, arena is a game mode that you will enjoy right now. The tempo game is really, really strong. So I thought there would be control decks that would pop up that would kind of nullify the tempo decks a little bit better, because you could draft a powerful control deck as you wouldn't automatically lose versus, you know, mediocre control decks with Death Knights. But it seems like people are not really doing that. A lot of people are drafting like control decks that are usually too greedy, or they're just not playing them aggressively enough when they're up against a tempo rogue. And the tempo rogue just really gets out of control right now. I think if they remove, reduce, or naturally reduce from the massive increase in the next expansion offering bonus, cards like Bone Mare and Cobalt Scalebane, Rogue would go down a lot. I feel like right now Rogue is a class that can almost always win in the first 3, maybe 4 turns against just about everything. And if you have that Cobalt Scalebane, game's over, man. Bone Mare, I think, is a little bit less of a problem with Rogue, but more of a problem with the other classes. You guys have already felt the impact of that card, as it's very widespread and constructed as well. But yeah, overall, I like it a lot. I feel much better playing Arena right now. And, you know, that is just the only thing that really matters. So, I'd like to hear your experiences. I wanted to share just an arena run last night that highlights the dominance of Rogue and what you might expect if you select Rogue in Arena, so you can kind of see what probably a lot of people will be doing pretty soon in the game mode. Yeah, enjoy.
Now is the time.
Alright. Let's go tempo-tastic on Rogue here. Very good start. Ooh, another very good tempo minion. Oh my, if it isn't the most broken card out there besides maybe Bone Mare. Oh yeah, win more. Ooh, win more. Please. I think Deadly Poison is the best tempo card there. Pretty good win more card. But I think I need a little bit more early game. Fine. Yeah, 6. I have so many 5 drops. My Cobalt Geomancer is really shitty. Let's go Bloodworm. Some health can go a long distance in a deck like this. Wow. Surprised that card was 50 points even. Yeah, I guess. Lots of 5s, no 3s, no 4s. My concern with taking Perdition's Blade is I can't weapon up on the following turn very easily, so I'm gonna need 2/2 drops. Or a 4 drop, which I don't have any. Where if I pick the Silhouetted Swarmer, probably will weapon up in the following turn, which means I only need a 2 drop. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. That's nice. This deck is pretty bad. Man, that's really close. I'm gonna weapon up a lot. I don't have any other removal right now besides Sap. Okay. 5 trigger's okay.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's also pretty good. Don't have much for elementals, do I? What? Maybe I can fill a curve with that. I got a lot of the right cards, but I got a lot of the wrong cards here. I need an earlier game than that.
Reporting for duty.
You wanna blow something up?
Okie dokie.
Get them, boys.
Justice is mine.
I just really don't want to deal with buffs right now. So we're playing the clear game. Almost there.
Reporting for duty.
Delicious. Fine. Justice is mine.
They are bend to my command.
Justice is mine.
Let's start winning. Hopefully it doesn't turn out too badly. Well, that looks pretty bad. Could clear. Could clear.
Justice is mine.
Yeah, I think getting him to 4. I mean, it's pretty hard to punish that. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is pretty hard.
For Najata. Justice is mine.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's pretty over. Well, I thought it was pretty over last turn too, but yeah, he survived. So it'll surprise you sometimes. He's really gonna rope me here. I mean, it's 8-1, and he lost just because I had Cobalt skill being. That's pretty standard. Alright, I guess. Sure. Yeah, my 3 count is pretty low, so I don't mind keeping one. Well, that's kind of good. I think I like the idea of saving spell damage backstab and just having a weapon here. Oh. Very nice.
The light dims, but we fight.
Not on my watch.
think if I don't do that, it might be a little bit difficult to get value out of that.
Justice is mine. As you live.
Oh yeah, that's not too bad.
Justice is mine.
Smelly fish! Yummy fish! Job done.
Oh, that's a little unfortunate.
Reporting for duty. A real stick!
Yeah.
Reporting for duty. Warriors of the frozen wastes.
Okie dokie.
Wanna blow something up? Wanna blow something up?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take 8.
Justice is mine.
Bomber was still great. Yeah, it was pretty good. Whoa, okay. Count. Nope. No, that's not gonna do it.
Reporting for duty.
Justice is mine. Path off. Justice is mine. Path off.
Yeah, I can't guarantee I'm winning on 5. Typically won't be going second at 10 and 1. Yeah.
Wanna blow something up?
Wow. Nearly there.
Delicious! Fine!
Okay. Wow. That is some crazy fucking curve. Holy shit.
I sense your struggle.
Justice is mine.
Job done.
Turn.
Gadgets and Gazette always gets the scoop. Shields up!
Justice is mine.
Okay.
Just act natural.
Justice is mine.
Should be good. Yeah, just pushing very small advantages.
Just act natural.
Justice is mine.
Okay. Should have kept the weapon with 1 durability. Sure about that? I don't know. Well,
The darkest night.
I will purify the fallen.
you think he has a Deathwing? That's a pretty insane read at this stage in the game. I don't think he has that.
Are not welcome here.
Die as you lived. Justice is mine.
Fine. 3 off.
Smelly fish.
Justice is mine.
It's working out well enough, at least.
Stone
Serious. Alright.
Who you want me to? A real stinker.
Justice is mine.
Okay. He's still alive. Some fucking how. Are you serious? I'm very easygoing. I get over shit all the time. The main thing for me is I'm pretty competitive and I care about the results. And when the results are like 60% based on the dice roll,
None can escape my
like I accept losing a game, maybe 2, but when it's like 3 in a row, 4 in a row, like going second 9 times in a row when I'm playing a priest deck, fuck me, dude. Like it's even just thinking about it is triggering me right now. I don't know. If you're getting really salty in one game mode, try the other game mode and try to play mostly for fun for a while.
Who you want me to?
Or you play PoE, no one gets tired of PoE. Well, I stopped playing PoE because I got really tired of PoE, so I'm not sure how we join up on that thought. I mean, it took me like 9 months or something to get tired of PoE. I mean, it's not. You know, there's certainly a lot of longevity with that game, right? No doubt. That's a pretty gross draw there. I think this game is over. With the sap in hand as well to get through a death rattle effect. Jeez. Skillbane is coming. I don't know. I don't even think I need it. Look at that. Absolutely insane. 12 and 1. One game I lost was like a 1 HP. That was like a very slightly above average rogue deck. Not even 70 points. Rogue is just busted. Straight busted. Oh, hey, look at that. Memories of Hunter.